All right, guys, welcome back to The Country Called Us. I'm Jeff. Uh, Again, we're going to call these the Real Talk with The Country Called Us. Excuse me. Woo. So today, I'm going to touch on a topic that is near and dear to my heart. I've been through a bunch of TikToks and Facebooks and different social medias that kind of saw some things that I felt like I needed to talk about. Um, and it pertains to Thanksgiving and Christmas. A lot of people on there saying how they don't celebrate Christmas, they don't celebrate Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving was, supposedly when Columbus found America. The Indians sat down with the, colonists and had dinner, and that was Thanksgiving, and that's what you're taught in school, and that's the stories you're taught through history, and excuse me. We all know that those are myths. Um, I'm the part of my family is Indian. I spent time on Indian reservation, so I know a lot about it. With, of course, history, heritage, things like that. But the problem is that's not why people celebrate Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving means something different for my family. Um, it has nothing to do with the Pilgrims or history books. A lot of people debate what Thanksgiving really is. But in my family, it's about something much simpler. It's about gratitude, togetherness, and slowing down. Um, we basically just celebrate the fact that we're here for another year, that um, we're happy to be with each other, happy to have food together, happy that our health is as good as it is, even if it is not the greatest always. We're thankful for each other. We're thankful for the time we get to spend together. Um, I see so many videos talking about Thanksgiving as a political or historical issue. Some people say they don't celebrate because of what the holiday represents to them, and that's completely their choice, and that's fine. That's why, in America you have that choice to, choose what you want: freedom of speech, freedom of your rights. Um, and like I said, they're also mistaught in school that we know aren't accurate. Uh, but for my family, Thanksgiving has never been about the historical story. We've always celebrated, due to family and friends, and we used to go around the table as a kid asking each other, "What are you thankful for?" Um, what are you thankful for? What are you thankful for? And that's how I was brought up, is to be thankful for the fact that this is a time of the year that you get the chance to spend with family, because throughout the year, my kids are older. They all have jobs and starting their own families and doing things. Don't have the ability to be with them constantly. They don't have the ability to be with us constantly, whether it be 4th of July, birthdays, etc. Other holidays. Um, but Thanksgiving and Christmas are blocked out. Most people don't have to work. Some people do. Even if they do, like this year, we didn't celebrate Thanksgiving until Friday after, because of my children's schedule. To us, the holiday is not the day, not December 25th or November whatever. It's the holiday is when we decide to make our dinner and spend together as a family. That's our Thanksgiving. We celebrate Thanksgiving out of gratitude for each other, gratitude for the life that we live, the fact that we've made it through another year. We take a moment to be grateful for having a roof over our heads, food on the table, and each other. To us, that's what it's about. It's one of the few days a year everyone slows down and comes together, is able to come together. Good or bad year, this is when we take a breath and appreciate what that we made it through. Because listen, we all know times are tough nowadays, and um, it's the years aren't getting any easier, especially as you get older. It's not about who's right or wrong. It's about peace in our home. And whatever your religion is, whatever your politics are, we don't care at that point in time. We're here to spend time together as a family. Those things aren't discussed. Those things aren't, you know what I mean? Some of my kids feel differently political than I do, and that's fine. They know that. I respect that out of them. You know, I taught them to think and feel freely. Excuse me. Um, so those things, you know, we keep out and we come together to be a family. It's not about who did what, when, where, how, or what religion you are, or what your political views are, or how you feel about the stories that you were taught in school. Again, that we all know aren't accurate. But Christmas is similar for us. It's not about the religious side. It's about kindness, joy, giving, and making memories. We celebrate the spirit of the season, the lights, family, and starting a new year with hope. Hoping, you know, this year is going to be better than the last year. Even if last year wasn't that bad, we hope for it to be even better. Um, you know, together to be able to spend time together as a family is not the way it used to be when we were young. You know, that was a big deal. Nowadays, you know, society doesn't deem that as important as it used to. Like me and Trish were talking about earlier, you know, every family has a patriarch, whether it's the grandmother or the great grandmother or the mother or what have you. But growing up, you know, it was our grandparents, and you know, everybody showed up for Sunday dinner, everybody showed up for Thanksgiving dinner, everybody showed up for Christmas dinner, and once they passed, you know, things changed. You know, times, you know, people started going their separate ways, and for us to be able to spend that time together, to make a time where we can spend together, is important to me. And I taught all my children that, you know, it's important. All you have in this world is your family. In the end, all you have is your family. You need to make time for your family. And I know there's work schedules and there's, you know, they have their own jobs and bills and life and lives, and but we make that time together. It's not about who did what, when, where, and how in the history. History is behind us. We were looking forward, and those days are you know meant to look forward and you know be thankful and appreciate what we have. Um, you know, this year we had I get picked on. I'm not gonna lie to you because I forgot to put egg in the stuffing, even though it turned out great. Trish gets on me about it. I'm sure you guys have seen it in some of the videos or the live we just did. Um, you know, we do a lot. We cooked a 22-pound turkey for 10 people, and there was literally nothing nothing left. Um, you know, the rule states it's supposed to be 1 pound per adult and half pound per children. Technically, there was only one child here, and there was 9 adults. So 22-pound turkey should have lasted us. Plus, I stuffed the turkey. Plus, I made stuffing balls on the side, amongst the other sides that Trisha and Jackson's mom, helped make and made. It was great. It was something that it was also Jackson's birthday, so happy belated birthday, Jackson. Even though I told you. Um, so for us to get together for Thanksgiving and his birthday together, that means something to him. That means something to my kids. We're not thinking about Columbus. We're not thinking about Indians and colonials and the first states and all that. We're thinking about family. We're asking talking about what they've been up to all year. Even though we talk to them all the time, you got 2 kids in college. Two that are out on their own doing their own thing, got their own families. 3 of them they got their own families. You know, so it's more about the value of us spending time together. It's not about the religion, whether Christmas be a Christian religion, religious holiday or not. To us, it's more about spending time together as family. And I wish more people would see it that way because you can celebrate something no matter what religion you are, no matter what political view you have. You can celebrate something in your own way. Every culture has their own thing. In Christianity, there's what they call Christmas. Then you have Hanukkah, and then you have there's tons of them. I can go on for days. But the point is, it doesn't have to be on that day. It doesn't have to be about that you celebrate it for. you know, again, my kids are getting older. I'm getting older. We're all getting older. I want to spend as much time as I can with them. And these are the days that we can do those things throughout the year. So for people to think that Christmas and Thanksgiving is all about celebrating what happened in the past and making it all right because you're celebrating what was wrong and the history we're taught wasn't right and how things were wrong in the past and bad things happen, that doesn't mean that's what we're celebrating. Um, Again, we use that for our family. That's something that kids won't forget for the rest of their lives. That's something I won't forget for the rest of my life. It warms my heart for the whole year to spend those couple days with my family, which is enough. Believe me, it's enough. You know, that carries us over through the year. Christmas is, it's not about gifts. It's not about, religion. It's not about who got what, when, where, how. I always tell my kids the best gift you can give me is come for dinner, spend time. That's the biggest gift you can give me, and that's all that we ask for. And it's not about all those other things. So I just wish more people would see it that way. More people would come together as families and put your politics aside and your religious, ideas aside, and just make something and make time to spend together as family. Because, like my parents always told me, you only get one chance to make a memory. After that chance is gone, that memory's gone. You can no longer make that memory. So we try to take every moment that we can to make those memories as a family. And we have, we've invited, there's been years we've invited friends over um, who didn't have family around or don't live close by. Um, Listen, anybody that knows us knows our door's always open, and especially days like that. If you don't have, friends or you don't have family close by or, what have you, our door's always open for the holidays. We invite everybody and anybody in, because we always have more than enough food. Well, next year we'll have two 22-pound turkeys, but either way. But I just wanted to touch on that subject because I got just tired of seeing that everybody, thinks that you have to celebrate it for the religious fact or the negative facts of it. You can make it what you want to make it. That's what we're in the United States. We have that ability to do those things. We're not going to be maimed or stoned in the street for our beliefs or our feelings on things. So it doesn't have to be what it originally sought out to be. On that fact, guys, again, this is Real Talk with the Country Called Us. I'm going to head out here. I just wanted to, it was bothering me, so I had to, get that out there. Again, appreciate you guys stopping by. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. And for all those that already subscribed, Trish just put out a new coffee creamer video, apple pie, and that's really good. It's a really good coffee creamer. Shelf stable, by the way. And pumpkin pie. Go check that out. We'll be back on Monday with our live. Might have another video come out this week. Trisha's not sure. She might have another creamer video and something else. I'm not sure yet. But keep your eyes open, guys. And peace out and have a good day.